didn't want to shake this guy's hand. poor Jonas. Jonas didn't get a handshake. He offered.
Then we're seeing e4, c5, and there we're seeing a Sicilian. Nepomniachtchi, he means business. He wants to make this as cutthroat as possible as he unbalances the pawn structure. And Daniel is very happy here in the studio.
Okay, so a4 is basically just a b5 advance. e5, knight f3. Yeah, well, I think White's going to be pretty happy. That bishop c4 exactly played, taking some control over this diagonal, and one doesn't have to play e5 in that position. But anyway, bishop e6 is very normal to just fight for control over the d5 square. And now there's an interesting choice. You could drop the bishop back to b3 for white. He's done it. Or I was going to say you could take.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty standard position though.
Yeah, total standard position. And the interesting battle is going to be that the white is challenging for the d5 square, so you're going to be seeing moves like bishop to g5, trying to trade off the bishop for the knight in order to gain control over that important square. And black will be having to fight using dynamics. There you see the bishop comes out, and here it comes. The knight comes out to a5 and simply asking questions. What are you going to do about that bishop? Are you going to allow it to be traded off? Or are you instead going to initiate a set of trades? And there we see bishop takes, knight on the board, and now I'm expecting bishop to d5. Here it comes.
He put the other minor piece to d5. Okay, knight d5. It's interesting that, very often this knight is on the other side of the board on b3, but in this case, the knight does discourage black from playing typical sort of breakout move, bishop g5. I mean, it's possible. One could play bishop g5 here, but
he's played it.
Has he? Oh, played it immediately. Okay, interesting. So he's not concerned about the exchange. Knight c7. No, it shouldn't be an issue because the rook comes in the middle. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud, folks.
Yes.
Queen d3. Yeah, it's a better move. If there are no tactics, then it's better just to build up behind the knight. But now the bishop drops back to h6. Absolutely, so it's secure. What I like about this from black's viewpoint, because I find myself on the black side of these kind of positions, is that bishop controls the c1 square, so that black does have some control over the c file.
Right,
that's the counterplay.
This is something that I was concerned about all the way back to when I suggested putting the bishop into d5, and that was that the knights, they're very good when the position is stable, there's no tension, but there we're seeing the knight just come in and attack the rook, but easily dodged by Nepomniachtchi as he slides the rook upwards. What I'm worried about is that f5, g6, f5, and suddenly the position becomes alive, and we see the evaluation bar sneak up.
actually a good result.
He's under...
Oh, very interesting. Tic-tac.
The rook captures the pawn and he's banking on knight takes rook, bishop takes knight. But okay, what about it? You can throw in a check. He takes.
Okay, so we got 2 pieces attacked.
And again, you can drop the knight back. And he's gonna go knight to c1. You also can throw in a check. So he comes forward with his knight to c4, but it was possible to simply go knight to c1, and there we have a full view of this board. And take a look at the clock ticking down. 37 seconds for Jonas Bjerre. Not so much time to hold the nerve. And there we're seeing, after the bishop captures the knight, the rook slides over to capture, and black's piece is suddenly very active, enough to maintain the balance.
Yeah, it's going to simplify.
I agree. I mean, this bishop is going to be so good. I'm expecting it to drop back 1 square next to the king and then re-centralize itself. Okay, instead...
That's an excellent move, because if f3, then black has control of the second rank.
Okay, now the knight.
Bishop f8.
Here you go, bishop to f8. Again, attack the piece, and now we're going to be seeing... No, bishop coming to g7.
Wow, I'm surprised he's playing on.
He just wants to put his bishop in the middle of the board. I mean, it's such a beautiful square. Okay, now Jonas is eyeballing his opponent. He's saying, take that pawn. And there we're seeing knight takes bishop. It's rook and 3 against rook and 3, and almost perfect symmetry. And...
Oh, Nepo playing on.
He rejected a draw. Oh, okay, now they make eye contact and it's a draw. So let's quickly go. We can see in the background that there was...
Oh, let's go to Naka's board.
You absolutely have to go there. And what are we seeing? Well, Naka with the white pieces.
He's a queen up.
He's a queen up. It's looking good. The rook is coming down to give a check, and now the queen, they're lining up. They are going to cause some mischief.